Porsche, Lamborghini, Viper, Maserati. The Clipsal 500 is round one of the Procar Champ Series, an 8-round national motor racing series covering 5 states and starring the gods of motorsport, the champions and the challengers, in a fight to determine the new order for 2003. The series stars the world's fastest road cars in Nations Cup and GTP. Welcome to the Clipsal 500 Adelaide and round one of the Procar Champ Series, a motorsport feast for the true believers.
Hello everyone and welcome to the opening round of the Procar Champ Series. I'm Mark Beretta. Thanks for joining us from the Clipsal 500 in Adelaide. 3 races on the program today and some big name drivers in the Nations Cup this year. Craig Denyer, it's a star-studded field.
Well, it is. Nathan Pretty, of course, the Monaro that won the Bathurst 24-hour race back in November. John Bowe in a Ferrari, Paul Stokell in a Lamborghini, Jimmy Richards in a Porsche. What a great year, Mark.
And the Monaro, can you beat it?
I don't know at this stage. I don't think we've seen its true potential, but time will tell.
Adelaide Live, the 4-day Clipsal 500 Carnival, one of Australia's greatest street events. 3 Nations Cup races on the program today to make up round one of the championship, presented by Clean Event. Grant Boyden, some amazing new cars rolling out, of course, including the homegrown Monaro, the 427 7-litre monster.
Yeah, absolutely unstoppable around the streets of Melbourne. A new driver on board this weekend, 20 for Nathan Pretty to do.
Paul Stokell in the Crazy John's Lamborghini will start alongside Greg Crick, a great performance in the Jeff Morgan Dodge Viper, and Jimmy Richards, of course, in the OAM's Porsche.
Already started to touch, coming onto the straight. We are set and away with race 1 for 2003. The Ferrari off the line like a bullet, but no, the Lamborghini. Oh no, he doesn't get there. Wow, what a braking manoeuvre.
John Bowe jumps into the lead. This is round 1 of an 8-round national championship. Nations Cup at the Clipsal 500, Group 1 and Group 2. As Bowe heads down into turn 4, hard on the brakes, leading Stokell, then Crick.
He is off like a bullet. Crick having a big look at the Lamborghini on the opening couple of corners. Can't find a way through. You're on board now with the Lamborghini. A huge machine, plenty of horsepower, and there is Paul Stokell hard at work behind the wheel.
The form man here last year taking 2 races, John Bowe taking 1. Joining us in commentary, Garth Tander, the 1997 Formula Ford champ, 2000 Bathurst winner, and of course winner last year of the Bathurst 24-hour race. Garth, welcome.
Thanks, Craig. It's great to be here and part of the Nations Cup category. And Bowie's off on a storm on this flying lap. He's obviously going to try and get away from the more powerful Lambo and Viper.
Yeah, it's a smart thing to do. You can see Nathan Pretty and the Monaro having a look at the back of the Viper. Can't find a way around on this opening lap, but as you say, Garth, that's the thing to do. Get out in front, keep out of harm's way, and get around this very demanding concrete jungle.
That's right, and Bowie's car actually relies on braking and corner speed, whereas the more powerful cars, the Viper, the Lamborghini and the Monaro, are more of a straight line type vehicle. So Bowie needs to get a wriggle on here, get away from them, so that the more powerful cars can't get around into the straight.
V8s, V10, V12 cars, the world's most exotic road cars on the racetrack here at the Clipsal 500 as John Bowe leads them across the start-finish line for the first time. Had problems in practice, broke a piston or something in the valve train. They did an engine change for qualifying, but boy, didn't he come out of the blocks quick in qualifying.
He was real quick. A 23 in a Ferrari is unbelievable.
Pretty, look at this. The Just Car Insurance Monaro down the inside of Greg Crick's Viper. Yeah, but you can see now Pretty moving away from Crick. Stokell in the black Lamborghini, the Crazy John's car still second. They run down this fabulous back straight through this sweeper. Wow, 220, 230 kilometres plus. Fabulous stuff.
It's a fantastic corner. One of the best corners we go to as far as racing, and in the Lamborghini it would be pretty awesome.
And looking strong, mixing it up with the front guys, Craig.
Yes, doing a tremendous job, the young 24-year-old James Conduras there in the Super Barn Porsche, leading Sam Newman, who stepped, of course, from the Franz Horst Ferrari team into Lamborghini for this season.
Yeah, he was strong at the non-championship round. Struggling this weekend. He loves the racetrack. He says the racetrack just doesn't love him. And
Fantastic car to drive, and I can only imagine the race car being better.
Oh, the battle's on. This is the battle for second. Pretty thinks about a run down the outside. Stokell's got him covered up.
Oh, he's outdone it.
Oh, he nearly bent it again. The boy, he obviously got in fairly hot under brakes there.
I don't know. I hope the underneath of that car's going to be okay.
Paul Stokell in the Crazy John's Clarion Lamborghini under pressure from Nathan Pretty. 1 lap to go. They're on their last lap now. Dives down the inside of David Lawson.
Oh, he's pretty good, Paul Stokell. Doesn't matter how much pressure you put on him, the guy is cool, calm and collected behind the wheel.
Jimmy up the inside and the tight stuff. Be interesting to see when they get up to the longer straights whether the Viper can get it back around Jimmy before the finish line.
There's not much further left to go in this one. There is the Monaro hunting down the Lamborghini. You can see the two are almost equal in speed going down the back straight there.
Drag race down the back straight. Viper on the outside. Jimmy Richards in the Porsche on the inside, side by side.
Jimmy's got himself in the right spot. He's up the inside. The Viper's not going to be able to go around the outside there, and Jimmy will just run her up the inside under brakes here.
John Bow comes onto the main straight, takes the checkered flag and takes first blood in 2003.
Yeah, great result for JB and the team. Paul Stokell coming through, of course, in second in the Crazy John's Lamborghini. Nathan Pretty will finish third in the whole Monaro. Great drive. Jimmy Richards fourth. Greg Crick into the top 5-2 in the Chrysler Viper.
The brakes of the Ferrari got me at the first corner, and we knew the Ferrari had a bit of an advantage over us this weekend, so I was happy to settle in second. I developed a nice pattern. You know, our lap times were hundredths of a second apart, which I was really happy with.
To keep the racing nice and tight throughout the Nations Cup this year, we're employing a success ballast system. Now what that means basically is if you win, you'll carry more weight into the next race. Aaron Kelly is the Director of Technical Services for the series this year. Aaron, how does it work?
If you win the race, you will cop 6% of your homologated weight. John Bow in the first race today, he won the race. He will cop 6% of 1,100 kilograms, which is 66 kilo.
All right, so to put that in terms of this 9 kilogram bar, that's what, 7 of those in the passenger seat?
He would carry nearly 7 of these, exactly.
Now what about second and third?
Second and third, if he had come second, he would carry 4%, which is 44 kilograms. If he came third, it's 2%, which is 22 kilograms.
Now what if John Bow wins the next race?
We can't do anything to him. The weight doesn't go in after every race. 66 kilo is it.
And what if John Bow doesn't place in the next race?
If he doesn't place at all, if he comes fourth, all the weight will come out of the vehicle.
Twice the journey of the previous race. Let's see how they go.
Well, John Bow lines up on pole position in the 888 Ferrari. Paul Stokell alongside. Then Nathan Pretty in the awesome 427 Monaro. So side by side, now down the main straight. It's Bow trying to crowd Stokell, pushing him to the outside. Pretty on the inside of the Monaro.
Bow strong, looks like he's got the start there. They go down towards turn one. Paul Stokell on the inside. Wow, he gets a good run, but no, Bow does it again.
Does it beautifully too. Turn one, Stokell then second, Pretty third. Porsche of Jimmy Richards back there in fourth. Crick's Viper, this field of level 1, level 2 Nation Cup cars on the first lap of a 30-lapper.
Incredible. Sam Newman in one of the most expensive sandwiches he's ever likely to have further back in the field. But up front, Bow once again setting sail around the streets of Adelaide.
Garth Tanner joining us in commentary. Garth, what's the mail from the Holden team after Nathan Pretty's first race?
Yeah, really happy with the way Nathan performed, getting from 5th up to 3rd, and now going to be spending 30 laps behind this Lamborghini, putting as much pressure as he can on it.
Bit of a brake lock up there for Greg Crick. He's sitting back in 4th or 5th position at the moment. As we see Sam Newman, he's got a Maserati sitting right on his tail, and then a Porsche right behind that. What do you do about Jim Richards? He's always there waiting to pounce, isn't he? Sitting right behind the Monaro. Had 20 podium finishes last season. That's how come he walked away with the championship.
You never discount Jim Richards. I mean, his car may not have the ultimate speed that these front three have got, but he'll be there all race.
Sam Newman coming through the back of the field in the Group 1 Lamborghini Diablo GTR, the car that Paul Stokell drove last year, and Sam defecting from Ferrari to Lamborghini, looking forward to a great year.
Greg Crick starting to close up on the rear of the Porsche, the OM's Porsche of Jim Richards, and once again Alex Simonson in the Cooper's Ferrari, still up there mixing it with the best.
Oh, doing a tremendous job, backed by Glenn Cooper and Bruce Siney from Premium Beverages. That's how we see him in the rest of the championship as Crick down the inside of Richards too, and actually does to Jimmy what Jimmy did to him in the last race.
That's right, and here we go, Jimmy hard under brakes again. These guys will have a fairly good battle with the straight line speed of the Viper and the good braking of the Porsche. It'll be on for young and old for quite a few laps here.
Good driving by both of these protagonists. Welcome back to the streets of Adelaide and race 2 of round 1. You're on board with the Lamborghini Diablo as now they come up on traffic.
Restart this time around, and unfortunately Stokell held back. He can't pass Young's Maserati until he gets to the start-finish line. Bow has got the jump now in the Ferrari, leads him one more time through turn 1. Now Stokell comes through and Pretty right on his tail.
Yeah, but look at Bow, he's disappeared off into the distance. The Viper right up onto the tail of Gary Young, trying to find a way past as well. There is the battle for second position. The Monaro up against Paul Stokell's Diablo.
So Garth Tander, this is going to be a fascinating battle.
Yeah, Bowie really used that lap traffic at the restart to his advantage to get a jump, because I would have thought Stokell would like to have been right up the backside of the Ferrari to get a run onto him.
He's gone bush to wave the sun pretty good in the stands, no doubt about it. This is the difference between the Monaro and Lambo. You can see a V8 7-litre Chev versus a V12 6-litre. The Monaro running the 6-speed Hollinger sequential box, the Lambo the 5-speed H pattern, about 600 horsepower or so from the Monaro, similar figures too from the Lamborghini, and you can see that quite a bit of difference in weight. About 1,400 kilos the Monaro, 1,270 for the Lambo. You want to buy a 427 road car, Garth, you can, I believe. HRT are building them, about $250,000, should be a real weapon.
Yeah, and I've got my name down for one already, so looking forward to trying to get hold of those off those guys.
Well, that was the difference technical-wise. This is the difference practical-wise. The car's absolutely nose to tail on the track at the moment. Have a look at the brake discs. Wow.
That gives you an idea of how hot it is, upwards of 700 degrees Celsius. The brakes, Newman's got a problem too in turn 1. Sam Newman all over the place.
It's not how you drive a Lamborghini Diablo.
I think that someone forgot to tell Sam that these aren't four-wheel drive vehicles, and these Lamborghinis are quite close to the ground.
Now Pretty again working the back of Paul Stokell's Lamborghini. There's Crick in 4th spot in the Chrysler Viper. Jimmy Richards tucked in behind him. But this is a tremendous battle. In fact, when you look at the two cars, Garth, I mean, there's not really a lot between them in any area.
No, as far as performance-wise goes, there isn't a big difference. And here we go, Nathan up the inside under brakes. Big move.
Pretty in the Just Cars. Insurance Monaro side by side now. In fact, Stokell trying to come back at him, and he does. Beautiful move. Great defensive driving from Paul Stokell.
Oh, that's too much money to be side by side on a racetrack for my money.
Yeah, well, I think Paul obviously had to worry about. He's got to go to the Lamborghini spare parts bin.
On the track as well, lights up the rear tyres. He's busted and disgusted.
Oh, and again, look at the glow from the front brakes of the Lamborghini. I tell you what, they've got the package sorted out on this car, though. We've seen the Lamborghini struggle under brakes over the past few seasons, but no problem this year. Look at it. And Stokell absolutely online, under enormous pressure.
Yeah, and Paul must be really using the brakes very heavy to be getting that sort of glow in the front discs. He'd be really pulling the car up hard. Nathan in the Monaro has been saying all weekend he's been struggling to pull the car up. A car weighing 1,400 kilos with that sort of weight moving around and pulling it up on the brakes is hard work.
Star champion.
Well, obviously Paul Stokell drives the Lamborghini extremely well, and what he's doing is positioning the car in a position where Nathan can't get through. And really Nathan looks to be quicker through the first chicane, so maybe he's got to hang back and get a run up on him there to try and make the pass into turn 3 at the end of Wakefield Road.
Darcy Russell all over the back of Sam Newman's Crazy John's Clarion Lamborghini. And Sam doing a tremendous job. He's found jumping out of the Ferrari into the Lambo quite a challenge. It's not an easy car to drive around Adelaide, and certainly all that concrete, Garth, must be fairly intimidating too from the driver's point of view.
And Sam did a fantastic job at the Grand Prix, really did, and I think he may be struggling a bit more with the morning itis after partying the night before, maybe.
The Contraband card right under brakes, gets right up under the rear wing of the Diablo of Sam Newman. They're on their final lap, making their way around the tighter sections. John Bowe to come onto the straight. He does so now. It's going to be 2 wins in 2 races for John Bowe and PHR Scuderia.
125.1, the fastest lap of the race. John Bowe on the last lap. And Stokell goes through to finish second. Nathan Pretty third. And we've got Greg Crick and, of course, Jimmy Richards in the Porsche.
Then it should be Alan Simonson crossing the line, the first of our Group 2 cars, with James Conduris and Murray Carter top 3 in Group 2. Good performance there by the Chevrolet.
Great bag of championship points from John Bowe, Stokell, Pretty, Crick, Richards in level 2, Simonson, Conduris, Murray Carter and Gary Young in the Maserati Trofeo rounding up the level 2 field.
Yeah, that one was hard. Yeah, I had to work for that one, but yeah, had to do a bit of blocking towards the last laps with Nathan, but it was a good, clean fight, and yeah, he drove well.
So, okay, Sam Newman's got a little bit of a reputation, but he is fast gaining credibility as a man that can hold his own against drivers who really, to be honest, could not kick a footy ball for quids.
You've always got credibility. When you get out of their way, they say nice things about you.
When Sam Newman started racing, many were quick to write it off as just another facet of his playboy image. But after a few seasons behind the wheel of a Ferrari, Newman has changed his colours to Lamborghini yellow, and things seem to be going well so far.
He's very good client.
Sam Newman does take his racing seriously. You just have to remember, Sam doesn't take himself too seriously.
Made a superb drive by Paul last night. You must have been very proud of him in the 30-lapper.
Well, he said to me last night that's the hardest he's ever had to drive the car. I mean, the car was absolutely fully extended, and very well done to Nathan Pretty because he didn't do anything dirty or nasty, and it could have been ugly if he wanted to. But no, it's been a very good weekend's racing. It's very close, so it's going to be one hell of a year, I think.
So almost set now for the final race of round one of the Australian Nations Cup Championship. Paul Stokell closing the door on the Crazy Johns Lamborghini as they roll around for the start line.
You don't want to slam that one, it's too dear. What a magnificent display of cars on board there with the Monaro. This is what you'll see throughout the race. Darcy Russell carrying it out on board for race number 3.
Monaro safety car leading them around. John Bow on pole position as the safety car peels off.
Come on, guys, I need you to start bunching up. Stop weaving and bunch up, thank you.
Oh, they're getting set. You can hear race director Mike Dennis giving them the instructions. Onto the main straight. Race 3, round 1. We are set once again. The Ferrari and the Lamborghini touching panels. There's the green flag and we're away.
Whoa, and the Lion has roared. Look at Pretty around the outside. He's savaged the prancing horse. He's leapt on the Raging Bull. He goes into the lead. Monaro leads for the first time.
What an unbelievable start there by Nathan Pretty, and he's already pulled out a couple of car lengths. Crick also hard under brakes. Lots of brake lock up there from him.
Well, Garth Tander, I think Bow and Stokell got caught up in their own little battle towards the start line and forgot about the yellow Monaro.
Yeah, Nathan has been Nathan hasn't done a lot of rolling starts before in the Monaro, so he's been getting better at them all weekend, and he couldn't have got that one any better. Bowie and Stokell were worrying about each other, and just Nathan right around the outside.
John Bow unstoppable so far in 2003, but now he has all the work to do in behind the Crazy John's Lamborghini Diablo of Paul Stokell. Well, you can see him weaving all over the track. He hasn't seen this before.
And Pretty's got them too. Look at Pretty now. Flat biscuit through this fast sweep, but now John Bow doesn't need to be, and certainly doesn't want to be back there in third spot, because the Ferrari has far less horsepower than the Lambo and the Monaro in front of it. He really needs to stay with him and hopefully get some clean air to maximise the car's corner speed. Being slowed down by the larger cars through the corners is really going to hurt John Bow.
You see there straight away, Stokell's stopping the car in the mid-corner. Bowie can't do anything about it. Gets stuck under the rear wing of the Lamborghini, and then the Lamborghini can just accelerate away and leave Bowie standing there. He had a fair bit of attitude on board there, so he could have got a bit of a help from behind.
Well, if I'm wrong, sorry, Gary, but wow, that's no way to treat a Maserati.
That's the spot to be.
Spare parts from the Maserati.
Paul Stokell still trying to chase down Nathan Pretty, who leads in the 427 cubic inch Monaro, and look at the gap he's got.
Yeah, Nathan really trying to do a John Bowie here and pull a gap on the field, and Bowie's doing everything he can to get around the Lamborghini, but like I said, Paul's doing all the right things, keeping him behind.
Nathan Pretty continues to lead. Alan Simonson the top of Group 2 here at the Clipsal 500.
When you see the mental, when you see it's almost over now, almost over now.
Final race of the Nations Cup round here at the Clipsal 500. Nathan Pretty continues to lead, but this is the battle for second. It's Stokell and John Bow all over him, and now Greg Crick joining in too.
Yeah, he's lined this one up perfectly, comes side by side with the Ferrari and is out in front, Garth Tander.
Have a look at the power of that Viper. Both the Lamborghini and the Viper streeting away from the Ferrari, and not much Bowie can do about it.
His day's getting worse, Craig.
Jimmy Richards hanging in there as well, and we mentioned earlier this is what John Bow can't afford to have as he tries to poke the nose of the Ferrari down, but if he gets caught up behind the bigger engine cars that slow him down through the corners, he can't maximise the entire lap speed of the Ferrari and will fall off them.
Well, Stokell has a bit of breathing room now as Crick does battle with John Bow, and Jim Richards starting to close up on this 3. Could be a 3-way go for second soon.
Just checking the lap times. I tell you what, they're all close. They're all lapping in the 125s at the moment. And again, the Crick Chrysler Viper right up on the back of the Crazy John's Lamborghini. Bow falling off the tail. Jimmy Richards now starting to close on the John Bow car.
124.82 that time across the line for the Monaro. It still leads in front of this man, Paul Stokell. And you can see Crick has all of a sudden got very racy. He brings the crickcars.com.au car right up onto the tail of the Crazy John's Lamborghini.
Monaro.
Oh, up over the footpath.
Absolutely. The Monaro used to be called a Monaro in the 60s. Now it's called a Monaro. As John, in fact, there's problems with Pretty. Pretty in the Monaro is in trouble. The car's slowing. So Stokell's gone through to the race lead. Crick right on his tail, then Bow, Richards. It really is game over for the Monaro in this one. Game over and out. Don't forget, folks, you can check when the Procar Champ Series is coming to your town, your racetrack, your state by checking out the Procar website.
We're looking at the battle for second. Crick still right up onto the tail of the Lamborghini now looks to the outside. Has that allowed John Bowe up the centre? It certainly has. He goes through into third.
Yeah, Cricky was looking to do the over and under trick on the Lambo and forgot all about that red Ferrari behind him. Bowie slipped up the inside, so see how we go next time down the back straight.
Never give Bowe an even break. Crick trying to come back at him now. Bowe tucked in behind the Lamborghini again. Stokell trying to maximise the car speed, stays out wide. Now gasses it up. Bowe can't run with him in the power stakes. What can Crick do in the Viper?
Well, here comes Jim Richards into this battle too, as Crick goes screaming past the Ferrari, and looks like Richards is going to apply the pressure to Bowe now too.
And Stokell in the Lamborghini really didn't get away from Cricky and Bowe as they were fighting for second. You would have expected as they were fighting that Stokell could pull a small gap, but it looks like it'll stay a battle between these four cars for the lead.
Great job there by Gary Young and the Maserati to keep right out of this battle and let them fight it out on the racetrack itself without any lap traffic. There's Crick, car number 2, wants to make it 1 at the end of this season.
I tell you what, he's been the form man in this race. Whatever changes they've made, he's just set the fastest lap. 1:24.7, the first 24 we've seen from the Viper this weekend.
Yeah, good job by Greg, and he hasn't done a lot of laps in this car, so every lap that he does do, he'll be getting more and more comfortable and more at home, and it's a good car to drive, and Greg drives it well.
Keep your eyes on the OM's Porsche of Jim Richards. 4 wins last season, 20 podium finishes, so that's how he wins his championship, by staying there and staying out of trouble. What will he do to John Bowe in this final race?
Well, a tremendous pressure drive from Paul Stokell in last night's event here at the Clipsal 500 to hold out Nathan Pretty. Now he's got the Viper, the Ferrari and the Porsche closing on him in the closing stages of this final race.
I don't even know how Paul Stokell sees out the back of that Lamborghini. It's so big, and when they get sit right behind him, I know.
Oh, Bowe touching up Greg Crick big time. Look at this, the battle for second spot. Oh, Richards so good under brakes. Right up behind Crick and the Viper. Stokell running away with it. What a great year, though, to celebrate Lamborghini's 40th year. Let's hope Stokell can pull off the win.
Airborne Porsche Garth.
Here we go, on to the last lap, and look at Jimmy Richards right up the inside, not giving Bowie any room at all.
Oh, all in the fours now too. Stokell a 1:24.9, Crick a 1:24.7, Bowe a 1:24.92.
This might be interesting. You could see Stokell going around his teammate Sam Newman. Will Sam Newman try and hold up this freight train? Crick. Then we go back to Richards and Bowe. Well, he's certainly done it. Look at that. Oh, a bit of push and shove.
Absolutely. Just tags it back of the Lamborghini. Sam always looks in the rear vision mirror. Not at the cars, just at himself most of the time.
That's harsh. That's harsh. Crick now down through the sweeper. Jim Richards not close enough to have a go under brakes. And Bowe way out of this one. The Crazy John's Lamborghini leads them home. Well, as they come onto the main straight, there is the battle for second, but the Crazy John's Lamborghini Diablo will come down across the line and take the checkered flag and the win in race 3. Crick crosses the line in second. What a fantastic debut for him. And third will be Gentleman Jim in the OM's Porsche.
Italy rules in Nations Cup, 3 out of 3. Thanks, Garth Tander. Thanks for your commentary, and let's hope you sort out the problems with the Monaro before the next round at Simmons Plains.
It will be back, and it'll be bigger and better, have no fear.
Well, there was Alan Simonson coming across the line, the first of our Group 2 cars to finish. And the man of the moment, Paul Stokell, waving the hand out the window.
34 years of age, 3-time Australian Gold Star champ, and a great win for Paul Stokell, finishing second on the road. Tremendous drive, Greg Crick, and of course Jimmy Richards third, and also a fairly inspired drive from John Bowe.
Gary Young rounds out the top 10.
Paul, well done.
Yeah, thanks. Tough race, but yeah, fortunately, once I got John and Cricky caught him, which was a handy thing for me, kept him off my tail, and then we were lucky enough to have the Monaro go out. So, yep, unfortunate for some, but we'll take it while we can.
Let's take a look at the championship results after round 1. John Bowe leads the way over Paul Stokell, Greg Crick and Jim Richards.
Well, we certainly hope you've enjoyed all the racing of this opening round of the Nations Cup. Paul Stokell, you've been trying for 3 years to win this championship, and a great start here in Adelaide.
Yeah, we can't ask for much more than this. It's not really a track suited to our car, and for Lamborghini to come out on top, you know, we're all wrapped, and looking forward to rubbing doors at Simmons Plains.
We look forward to some good racing there. Don't forget Simmons Plains, April 26th and 27th, and we'll see you soon.